Facebook family. I pray that your week is starting off great on this early Monday morning at the beginning of the week. As you know, we always do about this time, we want to jump into a sexy cup of coffee. And before y'all start thinking, wow, it's just basically based upon your social level, your education level, your communication level, and how it ultimately affects your influence level. And so we do this every Monday morning so you can start your day off right, start your week off right. As you join in, I want everybody to go ahead and share it on your page. Share it on your page. We want to make sure we get this wisdom out into the world, because you're going to conquer your day and you're going to conquer your week. As we said, it's a good old sexy cup of coffee here. Focusing on your social level, your education level, and your communication level, because it will ultimately affect your influence level. And your influence level affects your income level too. So that's very important. And so you can go to terrellmonger.com, check out your sexy score at the end of your day so you can know what adjustments you need to make. But since everybody's on, I'm going to go ahead and jump right in. This is 7 minutes of strategy. And today I am sharing with you a strategy that I would like to call Isness. Yeah, I'm being corny this morning. Whatever you do, I don't want you to focus on doing business. I want you to focus on sharing your isness. Let everything you do be an extension of who you are. It's an extension of who you are. What you do is an extension of who you are. And if you keep that in mind, it will help you build relationships, even if you don't sell products or provide certain services to certain people. Because people may forget the product, but they'll remember the experience. And whether you're an entrepreneur, whether you sell things, whether you work at a company, you want to make sure your name is good when you leave the interaction. Whether you're interacting with a coworker, whether you're interacting with someone that works in another department, whether you're interacting with someone that you're trying to sell a product to, or whatever it is, you want the experience to be great. It's not about business. It's about sharing your isness. You are the product. You are the product. If you look at some of the great products, Apple, it was an extension of who Steve Jobs is or was. Look at Tyler Perry, his movies, his plays, his TV shows, his speaking is an extension of who he is. People remember the experience with him, so they support whatever he does. I run into people all the time, and it's funny, they ask me the question, hey man, what are you up to now? They want to know, not, hey, when's your next play? Because I've done plays, I've sold out the Atlanta Center, I've packed out the Cannon Center, and they remember that experience. I've written books that sold over 7,000 copies, and people, want to know when the next book is coming out or whatever. I do events, whatever it is that I do, I run into people now, and they say, hey man, what are you up to now? They don't ask when's the next play. They don't ask when's the next book's coming out. When is the next production you're doing? What they do is, good morning, Miss Laura Lynn. I see you clocking in. I see a few people joining in. The names pop up my system. I don't see everybody's pop up, but everybody that's on, good morning. I appreciate you being here. Go ahead and share it on your page. People will remember the experience they have with you more than the product or the service that you provide. And you want your name to be good. So it's not about doing business. It's about sharing your isness, okay? All right. Now, my mentor in New York told me a story that really changed my mind. He said, man, you do so many great things. He said, but I want you to remember, you are the product. And he told me a story about a guy who had a great garage band, and they played music out in their garage, and people came from far and wide to see them play. And next you know, they started playing in different venues. And one of the guys in the group came up with an idea. He said, hey man, let's make a CD. So they started making CDs, and they started selling the CDs when they went out, and they started buying more CDs, and they packed it up in the garage, and they ended up having boxes of CDs in the garage. And they were looking at each other saying, wait a minute, man, our CDs are not selling. Our product must not be good because people are not buying it. And because of the unsold CDs, they started to lose motivation. They started getting down on themselves, thinking people didn't really like them. And because their product didn't sell, it made them lose sight of their purpose. The product is you. It is not what you produce. If you put something out there and it doesn't sell, try something else. Don't let it make you discourage yourself, because what happened, those guys had a garage full of CDs. It didn't sell. It frustrated them about themselves. Next thing you know, they wasn't even playing no more. People didn't come for their CDs. People came for an experience with them. And if they would have just stayed a garage band, they could have done great things, because people liked the experience even though they didn't buy the product. You got to remember that, because a product doesn't sell one time. Just make sure the customer has a great experience with you. They might go tell somebody about it that needs it more, or they might come back and buy from you later. You cannot get an attitude when people don't like your product. You cannot get an attitude when people don't, quote unquote, support you. What you want is, whether they buy or support or whatever we want to call it, the experience is good, because they might be involved next time. And you have to remember that, because I've done plays, man. And just because my experience with people, they say, man, I'm going to be out of town that time. I'm not going to be able to come, but I'll buy 10 tickets, give them away to somebody, because they were supporting the personality and not the product. Now, your product might be great. Like Apple, it is a great product. But what is better? Having a great product and a great personality that goes along with your product. That's what makes you untouchable. So my strategy for you guys this morning is, don't just do business, share your isness. Let people have a great experience with you in whatever you do, and they will remember you, and you become the product. Not just a logo, not just a name, not just a color, but an experience, and you become the product. All right. 7 minutes of strategy. That's all I have for you this morning. Please go to TerrellMunger.com. Take a look at your SECx score. Answer the questions at the end of the day, and it'll let you know how influential you have been. And if you make some adjustments, some of these things, you can make greater influence, you can make greater impact, and it will enhance your income. So here's what you do, guys. Whatever you do today, make it meaningful, make it impactful, make it personal, and above all, make it sexy. Go create your day.